It is windy and it is cold today, so having a heated seat is definitely a must-have. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the all-new 2023 Volkswagen ID.4. Before we get into this video, though, a huge shout out and thank you to the strong Volkswagen here in Salt Lake City, Utah, for giving me some time with this ID.4. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below, so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Alex. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So we have an 82 kilowatt hour battery pack paired to a dual electric motor setup. Total system output is 295 horsepower and then 328 pound-feet of torque, with range being 255 miles on a single charge. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. And then I do want to mention, it has been snowing on and off for the last few days. And so some of the cars I review aren't going to be clean. You guys need to calm down. It's okay. It happens. Anyways, let's move on. So starting here with the hood, you guys can see distinctive lines there on either side, and then it's just kind of like flat in the center. And then coming down below, you guys can see here, we've got the daytime running lights wrapped around the headlights, and then notice how it kind of like connects there in the center. You got the Volkswagen logo front and center as well. And then we've got all of the venting and everything at the bottom, which is darker in coloration. And when you put it all together, I do think that the new ID.4 looks really cool. Tire and wheel setup is 235/50/20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see the wheel design. You got the silver there on the top and then black below that. And the wheel is mostly closed off for aerodynamic efficiency. We've got these cool fender flares here that are pretty flush with the overall bodywork. All-wheel drive Pro S badge right there. And then notice that the door handle is also flush. And then here's your full side view on the ID.4. And you know, again, I think it's a pretty good looking vehicle from this angle as well. I do like that body line that kind of goes across. And then if you're wondering, this is where you charge it. It does also have DC fast charging. So here's our key fob for the ID.4. I think it looks really cool. We got the Volkswagen logo there, and then notice we've got our unlock function. We've got the opening here for the hatch and our lock function. We'll hold this down and it'll pop it right open. Now, popping inside here, you guys can see storage space is actually really solid. And then notice we have our little floor protector here. And then underneath, you can see more storage. Actually, there's another strap to pull. Even more storage. It's like storageception. And then also we got a built-in cargo cover. And then when you are done, just press this and it'll lower the hatch right back down. Really cool taillight design here in the rear. Almost kind of reminds me of something on like a Porsche, for example. Notice we got the Volkswagen logo there, ID.4 badge as well, parking sensors at the bottom. And then when you put it all together, I will say that the new ID.4 is definitely a very handsome looking EV. Most EVs kind of make me go, I'm not so sure about that, but this, I like it. Now, popping inside, I think the stitching design is really cool. And then look at the blacked out trim right there. And then we got our window control, and then look at the handle. That's interesting. Now, these seats are very unique looking. You guys can see here, it's kind of like just soft touch there and then perforated down below. But look at the different coloration throughout the seat. That is unique. Now, legroom here in the back of the ID.4 is actually pretty solid. And then we got a little storage pocket right there. We've got some vents in the center with some more storage space and some USBs. And then headroom solid. And don't you worry, this has a cup holder armrest. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, you can see the stitching that goes all the way down, and then look at the trim here that holds the window controls, and then the mirror adjustments and door lock and unlock, all the normal stuff. And then again, another button to open up the hatch. And then there's a quick look at the mirrors. Taking a look at the front seat, again, pretty cool. So you can see a soft touch there at the top, and then notice it says ID right there. That's fun. It's kind of hard to see. If you look really close though, you can kind of see it with little perforations. And then perforated all down the center. Memory seat function here. You got your power adjustments with the lumbar. And then the last thing over here, you've got the light controls. Notice the vent just up above. Steering wheel is manually adjustable. And then look at the nice stitching here on the dash. Now, before we go over the steering wheel, I do want to mention, as soon as you get into the ID.4, it automatically like just turns on. That's something that a lot of electric vehicles are kind of going towards nowadays. But anyways, really nice soft touch around the steering wheel. We got some controls for like your volume controls, voice command controls, and we'll kind of go over some of the stuff because some of it controls the center screen. Cruise control there on the other side. And then you guys can see you've got like your turn signal / light stock, and then windshield wiper stock there on the other side. And then we actually have our shifter right here. So like that's drive, that's reverse, definitely different. And then you push in for park. Now, something that I do want to mention before I go over the center gauge cluster, notice when I go into drive, And then reverse doesn't do anything, and then park gives like a little light show. So we have this digital gauge cluster. I think it looks really good, and it shows all the information you need to see. So you can see we have like 99% charge. It shows us our current range. But I can press that view button that's on the right side of the steering wheel, and you can see different bits of info, which I think is pretty cool that you can scroll through all of this. So there's the center. In reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. Resolution is actually really good. And then notice that's for the parking sensors. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, I think the layout's actually pretty solid. So we actually have some little controls here at the bottom. So like this is for volume. I can just slide my finger on it. And then notice for the climate controls there at the bottom of the infotainment system. But then I also have shortcuts here. So like I can press that tab, and then this lets me access like the heated seats, heated steering wheel. So if I want to turn on my heated seat, I feel like it's a pretty simple process overall. And yeah, look at that. You can turn on or off the climate just like that. I mean, overall, like I said, it's pretty intuitive with the screen. But then I also do want to mention the other menus you can go into. So we got stuff obviously for your music, and then you can go like to the radio as well. Lots of stuff for the media, I suppose. And then you got your general settings. So it's nice to have that shortcut bar as well. And then we have more shortcut buttons here. So that's for like the climate. And then you can see you've got like the menu button right here. So you can pull that up. And then we have this for the driving assist. So you can also pull that up. It does have parking assistance as well. And then you have your mode button. So press that and that'll let you go through the different drive modes. So you just continue to press it to go through the modes, or you can use the touchscreen too. And so it's nice you have all that customization. So I kind of showed the dash earlier, but here is another look. So you can see all that stitching and then the trim that goes across. And fin finish is actually really nice. Got a couple cup holders here. This is a big revision for 23. You can see the new kind of like center console set up with the wireless phone charging pad, some more USBs. And then look at the center console. Nice padding and stitching on top. And then, whoa, that is huge. And if you're wondering, it still has a glove box. And then up top, we have the slidey control here for the sunroof. It's a full panoramic roof, which is pretty cool. And then if you're done, you can just like stop, and then I can go back. That's neat. So I just finished filming the review and forgot to mention one thing during the walk around. So you guys can see you've got D and then you have B. Your B mode is your regen mode. So if you want to do more of like a one pedal drive type situation, that's what the B mode's for. So sorry about the glare, it's just because it's in the morning. But anyways, there is our window sticker here for this 23 ID4 Pro S all-wheel drive. You have a 4-year 50,000 mile new vehicle warranty, and then an 8-year 100,000 mile on the battery system. Base MSRP is $51,295. We have a couple of options on this. There's not a lot that you can frankly add. Total MSRP after destination, everything, $53,293. Very specific number, 293. Anyways, let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's see if I do this the right way. There we go. Let's go. We are officially setting off in the 2023 ID4, and just like every other electric vehicle, it's really quiet because no engine noise. So that means you do, hear a little bit more road noise, but manufacturers are getting pretty good at making it so that the cabins are, insulated enough that you don't really hear a whole lot. Ride quality is really good. It is windy and it is cold today, so having a heated seat is definitely a must-have. Now, some other stuff, having the instant power and torque right off the line, it's great. Feels really good with this, I guess like toned down city driving. Now we're gonna pop it into the sport mode. I love how they have a traction mode. That's awesome, so that, if you're in inclement conditions, that it can focus on that. I think more EVs need to have something like that, because sometimes sometimes they can be really good in the snow and stuff like that, and sometimes not so good, even though they're all-wheel drive, just because of how they try to send the power down. That van's cool. That's really cool. So let's just punch it a little bit. Wow. So we'll get another acceleration down here in a bit. But what I do want to say is it doesn't do the EV torque steer thing that's super annoying. So I know this is not a great comparison because two completely different classes of vehicle, but like the Ford F-150 Lightning, when you floor it, the front, like the steering wheel tugs a bit, and then the front wheels kind of go all over the place because it's struggling to put down the power. Now, yes, that has more power than this, but I like the fact that like I just put my foot down and it's quick. Like this gets up at a very solid pace, but it doesn't tug the steering wheel, and it tracks straight. So I think that's something that I like in an EV, because I'm sick of EV torque steer. Like it's a real thing, and it is annoying. So yeah, let's, I guess, sum things up here at the ID4. I'll get another, this thing's quick, another acceleration. But here's the deal. I think that this looks really good for an EV. Some EVs just, yeah, the styling is kind of all over the place, but I think this is a good looking EV. And then when it comes to the interior, I think they've done a great job. Volkswagen's definitely come a long way. I mean, I remember when their interiors just like felt cheap and rattly, but now like this feels like really sturdy and well built. It feels a lot more Audi-like, if that makes sense. And then, you know, aside from that, ride quality is good, acceleration's good. Like it just does everything well, and it's got decent range. You know, it's pretty competitive within the segment overall. I think, you know, some of the competitors might have a little bit more power and torque compared to this, but I think that, you know, overall, I think they've done a good job. And with these slight, you know, tweaks for the 23 model year, it does make this feel just a little bit nicer. And so let me know what you guys think about the new ID4, especially compared to the current competition. That's gonna sum things up for a video on this ID4. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to this strong Volkswagen here in Salt Lake City, Utah, for giving me some time with this 23 ID4. Check out the inventory in the description down below. Ask for Alex if you have any questions. I'll see you.